And we are live once again. Hi, everybody. I am here on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock in, let's see, Chicago. So, anyway, and it's hot here. Oh, boy. We're running about 95 degrees today. If I was still living in Orlando, Susie and I, this would be normal. So, I'm R.J. Ogren, former audio animatronic artist at Walt Disney World in the 70s, early 80s, and I'm doing a painting and telling stories. And hi, Sarah, Caroline, Christine. Hi. It's like family week. I'm getting to know everybody. We should have a big picnic somewhere. So, all right, somebody's going to put that together now and say, okay. Yeah. And Caroline, how you doing? And Debbie. Oh yeah, Debbie Coils. So yes, commissions. I am working on a wedding painting, and this will have the castle, which is hard to see. It's, it's just penciled in right now in the clouds and in the sky. It will have daytime fireworks going off, and Tinkerbell is right here. And as I paint this today, you'll see them come alive, but not come alive, but you'll see them with some base colors and stuff, and things start. I'm looking at it like I'm gonna think it's gonna paint itself. Uh, anyway, geez, I'm getting little messages on my new laptop all the time. So, hope everybody's had a great week. We haven't had much rain. We need rain. We're having to start watering the lawn, which is unusual to have to do here. Oh, look what I got. I've got a new mug. Some of you probably have this because, and look at the backside. I just got this 2 days ago. And right, that eye right there in the attraction itself at Walt Disney World and Disneyland and the other, that's where the black ravens in there, and audio animatronic bird. And we also took care of that. We also took care of these sets, the four of us. And this was one of my favorites. And in our first book, I believe it was, Together in a Dream, I talk about being up there in the eye while I was working on that. And somebody, I think it was Tom, came by, and I had a bottle with water in it, and I backed up into it because you can hardly see it. It's in black light. Everything was painted in black light, and as he came by and walked past, I then squirted a stream of water at him, and he found me. I got sprayed back, but I love this, and I isn't that great? So I actually was taking our grandson and his girlfriend Libby live with us, as I've said before, and Alex is a cook at a Red Lobster, not too far from here. He loves working in kitchens, and he's quite a good cook. But Libby is looking for a job, and she actually needed to interview at the mall. I won't say which place, but it's a really neat place if she should get the job. So while I had to drive her over there, not far from her home. It was the Fox Lake Mall here in Aurora. And so while she was in interviewing, I first thing I did is went to the Disney store, and it's hard to find anything adult-wise in the Disney store except real thin T-shirts that I'm really disappointed in their quality. They used to, remember years ago when they first started, they had all kinds of mugs, they had all kinds of watches, they had all kinds of adult clothes, they had sweatshirts. I saw one sweatshirt, I think, and it wasn't very exciting. But the minute I walked in, I saw the display and I saw this mug. And I saw two other mugs, one with all the birds from Nemo going, mine, 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 mine. And the other was Doug the dog. And also the big ostrich looking bird, I can't think of his name right now, on the back side of the mug, hiding behind a rock, I think it is, but not very well. And but Doug is going squirrel, and Suzanne loves that figure, and especially when he does the squirrel thing. So I came home and I told her about it. And so yesterday morning, I had to go and send off the painting of the witch's hand with the apple, the blacklight painting. So that's on its way to Orlando, actually. And we got to the mall and we couldn't find a place to park. Now, we park in handicap because of my injuries I have from Vietnam, et cetera, et cetera. And there wasn't any. And the parking lot was like packed. We're going like, what is going on? Now we knew Disney was starting a sale yesterday, and it was 25% off. So she says, well, I'll get my mug and be a couple of dollars less. Well, we finally found a place to park out in the hinterland, and we, Christine, El Cheapo shirts. Yes, they are. How sad is that, huh? And anyway, I'm looking at some of your comments here. Hi, Caroline. It's just everybody's just jumping right in here. Okay, so anyway, back to the story. So we go to the Fox Valley Mall, and we walk in the door, and we see this long line. And as we walk to the center, now the mall is like a big, cross shape like this. And we're in the center, and we look at, easily probably 1,000 people or more, but they ringed all the way around the mall and up by every major store. You know what this was, don't you? Every major store and around them, all the way around the edges, just hundreds and hundreds of people. And of course, with all their kids, I'm going like, what? I hope this isn't for Disney, because they'll never get in the door to get your mug. So we're walking over there, and I finally stopped and asked the lady, I says, what is going on? She says, oh, it's Build-A-Bear. It's your child's age. If a child's a year old, you get a bear for $1. And we looked around, we walked away, and went, these people are all crazy. I don't like to stand in any line that's going to last more than a half an hour or 45 minutes, and that's pushing it for me. And I'm going, these people are going to be here all day and into the night. Well, we got into the Disney store, which was right next to the Build-A-Bear. And of course, it was great for the Disney store. They were packed with people buying all their children's stuff and princess stuff and everything. And we went right to the mugs, and there had been 4 mugs the day before of Doug the dog, and now there were only 2. So we grabbed one, ended up standing in a line there, but that line was not long. It was just, part of the store, and within 10 minutes we were checked out. And I asked the young clerk, and he said, well, they're telling people out there in the line it's going to be 5 hours. I says, a lot longer than that. He goes, oh yeah, those people are never all going to get stuff. And of course, you all saw probably on the national news, this may be the demise of Build-A-Bear, because this was nationwide. Somebody in marketing did a major faux pas. But at the same time, I'm thinking, just to save $25 or $30, you're going to stand for 5 to 8 hours or longer. And hello? It's probably, wait a minute, I bet you it's not available. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. From Blue Island. Don't know anybody there. It's a robocall. Blue Island. That's amazing. I like the ones that say, not available. We don't answer them. I think we get about 4 or 5 robocalls a day. Drive Susie crazy. I just don't listen. Anyway, Caroline, yes, looks great. Can't wait for yours. Yeah, we're getting there. We're moving right along. So Christine, Build-A-Bear. Yeah, Build-A-Bear. So anyway, before I go into any other stuff, let me do a little bit of painting, because you're going to think I'll never do anything here. And if you've just joined and this is your first time, I'm RJ Ogren, the artist. I was an audio anim. That's why they didn't call us that. It was too hard to say. Audio animatronic artist at Disney World in the 70s. There were 4 of us. And Suzanne and I have books we've written about our adventures. Her as in entertainment, mostly, and mine as an artist in the attractions and in our studio behind Small World. A lot of fun. We're working on the 3rd book in the series. And if you all buy in the books, by the way, please, I did announce we are going to start autographing books. You can purchase them from us directly. And it is the same price you'd pay for ordering it from Amazon or from Theme Park Press, our publisher. But of course, there'd be shipping, which is only going to be, I don't know, $5 or less. Because we can send them book rate, so at a really low price on that. We're checking on that now to make sure we have it right, and we'll let you know. Have we started on the yard yet? Aren't you doing the brooms from Fantasia? Yes, Christine. We're working on it. I was gonna build a fountain, and I thought, I don't have time to build a fountain. I've done it before. Years ago in Orlando, I built a fountain in our backyard. But we found a really neat one at Menards, and we're waiting for them to go on sale. But it's about 5 or 6 feet high and has lights in it, shine up through the waterfall effect. And then we'll work around that and build out and put plants and stuff. But yes, and I am going to build and make 2 brooms from Fantasia. That'll be about 6 foot tall, and they'll have the wooden buckets, and they'll have flowers in the buckets. I was going to have water flowing into the buckets, but it won't work with this piece we're going to buy. So their buckets, instead of having water in them, will actually have plants in them. Should be quite fun. And then that'll be near our patio where we sit. And then in a corner of the yard, we're putting in a place to put all our garden tools and everything, a shed. And then I'm going to make a front of that shed, and it's going to be Snow White's cottage. What fun. Oh, Christy, you're going to sing the song, Save Big Money at Menards? I got married at Disney. Can I see the painting? Oh, well, actually, let's go here. I'll do some stuff so you can see that those are actually 2 people. And Tinkerbell is right there. So anyway, and this is not. I have a photo of them, their whole body, but I blew this part up so it'd be easier to paint their faces. So that's what I'm working on. What a cute couple. And I have to have this done by Monday, Tuesday at the latest to get it to them for their upcoming anniversary. She's surprising him. Apparently he doesn't watch the show because I asked her if I could do this and on here. And Nancy, hi Nancy. Anyway, so as RJ continues, and I'm going to try to do this without putting I have reader glasses, and of course I went to the see, I have these things which are so I can read. Look at that, very cool. But as it turns out, my left eye, which had a really bad stigmatism, and I had cataracts in both eyes removed, they put a new lens in this left eye, and I have no stigmatism after 50 years and 20/20 vision. My right eye had a slight stigmatism, which I didn't realize, and they said that for some reason the corrective lens wouldn't have worked that they could put in. So it's just slightly off for distance and for reading. Those of you who have astigmatism know what I'm talking about. And when I went for my final checkup last week, they gave me a clean bill of health. Everything looks great. And they said, you can just wear reader's glasses. I said, yeah, but I paint and I do a lot of detail and I'm looking distance, close, everything. And the minute I said that, the doctor says, oh, no, we'll give you a prescription. So I went, they had already tested my eyes, and they sent me with a prescription in the VA hospital, and I went and picked out glasses. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have those. I told my husband, I wonder how much RJ would charge to paint a whole mural in our new house. Lots of laughs. It depends on what it is and how big the wall is, and if you have a place for us to stay. So don't be afraid to ask. But yeah, it's murals a little more expensive, but I've done them. Did one of Irish Castle. You remember those pictures I showed year and a half ago, 2 years ago, in our friends, longtime friends, Holly and Rick's house in Louisville. And Holly says to us, Susie, last week, she goes, because I designed their downstairs basement too, and it's even got a Murphy bed in it. And then the guy they had build it all did a beautiful job, even built the Murphy bed. And so when you pull the Murphy bed down, of course, the wall behind it is smooth and there's a frame in it. And Holly said that the guy who built it all had a dream that I was painting another mural on that wall. And I went, not going to happen. But Holly just had a picture blown up of her side of the family, which is Irish, castle in Ireland, and it looks beautiful. So that's going to be mounted in there. And the other castle covers a whole wall by the pool table, and that's Rick's castle. I don't have a castle. I have a car. Did you know there was an Ogren motor car? Ah. I don't have the picture handy, but I should show that. And it actually existed like in 1916 here in Chicago. Okay, RJ, shut up. Hey, okay, let's put a little bit of flesh tone on Tinkerbell. Can you see that? Somebody tell me you can see that. Oh, Christy, I have a 4-bedroom. So at 4 murals? Wow. Uh, right. We first moved to Chicago, back to Chicago. Of course, I'm from Aurora here. And the first, I was doing a whole bunch of murals for a few years. And the first people that contracted me up in Waukesha, and they had four kids and 4 bedrooms, and I did a mural in each one. Took 3 months. So can you see that? Anybody? Nobody's going to. Oh, come on. It's because when I'm looking at it on the screen right now, it just all looks white. I can't see any detail. I'll tell you what. I'll put her basic. This is just a base color right now. And if you can't see it, I'm painting her legs. Okay. Now, a little bit on her face here. Aha. So, I'll tell you what, I will put some color on her outfit. Pick a nice green here. So we can see Tinkerbell. And let's see, she has green shoes too. So I'll put her green shoes in. Did any of you see the question I asked on Disney Fun and Games, RJ's Walt Disney World trivia question last week? which was what color are, I don't think I talked about this last Friday. What color are Captain Hook's cuffs on his coat in Peter Pan's flight? And most of the people said white. A few said gold, and a few people said red. Red was the right answer. You can't see it. Ah, okay. Let's try something here. You know what? Don't go away. I'm going to close the shade and see if that helps. You miss me? Yeah, I don't think you can see it still. Wow. You got so much light coming in. Here, let's try this one. Oh, I'll work in the dark. You still can't see it. Now I can't see it because I haven't got any light. Well, I wasn't expecting that to go. So okay, let's do that. And let's, here, I'll tell you what, look at, close. There's Tinkerbell. Oh, now I know you can see that. Oh, when I moved in front of you, you can see it? Oh, okay. It's just that there's so much white. And it's funny because that is blue, lighter blue right here. Let's try something. Nope. Is this fun? Hey, look. Aha, there we go. There we are. Now you can see. Except now I can't reach my paint. We having fun yet? Yeah, now you can see it, because I can see it. I'm sorry. I was painting like crazy today, and Shasho, yay. Christopher, Shasho, yay. All right, yes. Tink, yes. There it is. All right, we can see the darn thing. Wow. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, I'm starting to get concerned. You can't see me painting. Okay, what I'm going to do is put a base color on her face as soon as I find the right brush. RJ's not prepared again. What? Don't do that to me. Microsoft OneDrive loading. Get out of my screen. Jesus. You can even see the pencil outline. Yay. Okay. So, well, here, I'm going to do his face first. And I actually don't have a lot of light, and I'm getting a glare that you can't see. So this is really funny. Okay, here we go. So I need to put a base color on here first and let it dry. Because I've explained before, as it dries, the paint dries, you get little spots that need to be touched up and stuff. And the first coat, a lot of times, depending on the color, is not as, you can see some of the canvas through it. So it has to have at least 2 layers. And he has a little ridge above on his nose. I'm going to leave that pencil mark for the moment. And wow. I think I'm only going to be able to do one color today because it's going to be hard to shade. You can see it well, and now I can't. So, I'll tell you what, though, I'll get their faces in. some of the color there. Helps if I have the picture. He has a, a goatee, not heavy. So there we go. Some color on his ear. Yes, you can see that. And his neck. Now, if you saw the picture earlier today that I put online of this, it was, I think the only thing I had painted in was some of the blue in the sky. So, and the difference between acrylics and oils obviously take a lot longer to dry, and acrylics dry within 5 to 10 minutes. So when you're painting, you have to work quickly if you're blending. Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, Gail, you're reading The Design of Fear. Can't put it down. Well, thank you. That's nice. Um, I hope you enjoy the entire book. Your paintings are beautiful. Thank you, Lynn. Um, Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the same with her. But the thing with oil paints too, it used to be nobody wanted acrylic paintings back in the uh, 70s because they were afraid of them. They thought that it wouldn't be as good a quality as an oil painting, and it turns out, as far as I'm concerned, it's far superior because the uh, acrylic paint. Let's see, the oldest painting I have in our house right now, I painted in 1971, I think, and it still looks like it was just painted. Don't have to brush it off, don't have to coat it with anything, and it looks gorgeous. And it's in a frame in our living room. It's and we have a portrait of our kids when they were little. I did too, and it's that was back in like 77, and it still looks fantastic. Whereas an oil painting, of which my brother has one of my oil paintings from back in the 60s, um, by the late 70s, early 80s, it was already cracking, which oil paints will do. They'll crack. And of course, it also has to be, the painting has to be varnished and cleaned. And, what a pain. And you don't have to do that with acrylics. And the acrylics hold up much better. So, of course, then you have artists who don't want to paint because with this acrylics because it dries so fast. But so I had a transition. There was a while there I was painting in acrylics and painting in oils, and depending, because I would get some people that just insisted it be an oil painting, and not anymore. Well, at least now they have some. So I started doing a little shading on her neck earlier, but I'm gonna go ahead and paint their hands in. I'm going to be doing the detailing on this after I go off the air so I can see better. Yeah, I set everything up real fast today, and then I didn't realize you wouldn't be able to see it. So I will keep that in mind from now on. Oops, a little too much there, but that's okay. She has on some sort of a bracelet. here. So I'll just paint up to that for right now. And there we go. There. Look at that. What I will do with her dress, I'm not going to do it today, but it's all white, and her, of course, her veil and her train. I will paint it all white first with a coat of titanium white. Then after I uh, have got all the colors blocked in, which is basically what I'm doing right now, uh, then I will paint the dress with all the detail and some gray shading. Um, it's a beautiful dress. I just got a commission today to do a painting of Dopey. And also last week I got a commission to do another wedding. Well, actually, it's not a wedding. It's a engagement painting at Walt Disney World, and that is coming up in September. Yes, I am into September. Um, will I post it when this is finished? Absolutely, I will post this. Um, oh, yeah. Hi, Caroline. Yeah. Yes, that's mine. Engaged at Animal Kingdom. So excited. And I think we're going to do it at Animal Kingdom. You haven't decided yet, but I think that would be appropriate. You have to have it at Animal Kingdom. I mean, sure. And that's pretty cool. Animal Kingdom. I like that. I got to tell you, this is nice. When of course, I moved to Miami Beach when I was 13 from Illinois, and met Suzanne and I met in high school in drama. And I'm going to tip this down a little bit more. There we go. And anyway, we went together in high school. Then we broke up. Actually, she broke up with me. The last time we broke up in the beginning of our senior year, and then we didn't talk much. She went to college. I went in the service, into the military, and ended up in Vietnam. But when I came home just before my first tour in Vietnam, uh, and we got back together, and one of our favorite places to park and kiss was on this perfect spot right on the inland waterway. Well, across the bay. I wasn't the inland water, but it was across. We'd park on the Miami side, right by the water, right by a seawall, and we could look across to Miami Beach and all the big hotels and all the lights, and see the moon above Miami, moon over Miami. Excuse me. And it was beautiful. Reflection on the water and everything. And that's where we were when I asked her to marry me. I think they built over that spot now. Jeez, they should have put up a shrine. Oh, Christine, what do you say? Is painting relaxing for you? I tried those adult coloring books, and they gave me so much anxiety because I was afraid I was going to color out of the lines. Yeah. No, actually, I enjoy this thoroughly. It is very relaxing. when I'm done at the end of the day, I have one of my injuries is to my between my shoulder blade and right my right shoulder blade and my backbone. And actually, that was from an accident that happened at Disney, and it's bothered me forever. It's a muscle injury, and so when I paint all day, and I'm right-handed. Although I can paint with both hands, I still paint with both hands with my right. And holding my arm up all day long, that starts to hurt. And I'm so caught up in the painting, I don't even think about it until I'm done painting for the day. And then I close everything down. I go in and sit down and to relax, and I go, oh. And then I notice it because I really do enjoy painting, and it's relaxing. Um, yeah, I know what you're saying about the coloring books. Those are intense. Uh, when I was young, God, we were still living up here in Illinois, and my mother used to buy the oil painting kits where it was paint by number. I thought those were the coolest thing. So I started. Those are my first paintings. Oh, anyway. Um, all right. Before, oh, here, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint. Let's see which brush I've got here. Yeah, I'll use that one. Stay with me here. Sword fight, anybody? You wait a minute. I'm going to turn this. You got to see who's sitting beside me. That's Mighty Joe Young. See, and my sailor hat. And Mighty Joe is holding Kermit. Hey, say wave, Kermit. Hey. He's big, he's huge, and he's real soft and furry. And actually bought him at FAO Schwartz when they still had one in Chicago. And my son was with us, and of course Susie and I, and I think and Sandy, um, uh, his wife. They weren't married yet, but anyway, after I bought it, we walked down Michigan Avenue, and I had Mighty Joe on my shoulders. I thought it was hysterical. My wife said, "We're not walking with you." Um, anyway, um, to do their hair, his hair goes from a black to well, in the picture it does, but his hair is actually got some brown in it, but it reads some black. So I'll paint it black first, and then when it's dry, I'll do um, the hair, the browns over this to make it look like real hair. Hey, and I gotta be careful. I can really, you can see it, and I'm having trouble seeing it, so I don't want to paint too much of it. And Christine, I'm going over the lines. I'm going outside the lines. That's not good. Um, so I'm just going to do some of that. Let's see. Look at it. Picture. When I painted in the sky, I painted over part of his head. Now I'll have to. He does not have a point on his head. Um, there we go. And a little bit right there. And it comes down this side. Yeah, I'll have to correct a little bit more. I love painting portraits. Of course, a lot of you know that I have painted portraits, commissioned portraits for the singer and actor John Davidson, who's still performing. And he's been a friend for many years. And Liza Minnelli, I was commissioned to do one for her. I did one for Sonny and Cher, and one for the famous actress Gloria Swanson, who did Sunset Boulevard. Neat lady. She was a lot of fun. I'm going to stop. I don't want to paint because I'm having a hard time seeing. I don't want to start painting, even though I'm going to paint her hair black first. And as you can see in the photo, you can see the browns and stuff coming through their hair. And I don't want to spend time having to correct it because I'm getting a glare from the window now, even though you can see it. The glare is making it difficult to see. So let me tell you. Oh, look, geez, I've been going for 42 minutes. You ready for? Actually, the last few weeks have been great. I've had over 1,000 people have been viewing my videos, and I appreciate it. Share this with your friends. If you got one of those days and you're all bored, watch me. I'll make it more boring. Oh, okay, I'm gonna drink out of my mug. If you've just joined, this is the mug I got the other day. And then we went back to get a mug for Susie and got caught in the Build-A-Bear mess. Anyway, I told you about posting on the Disney Fun and Games about Captain Hook's coat. And people some of them guessed it right. His cuffs are red. But some guessed they were white, some guessed they were gold. Actually, in the attraction, they are red with a gold stripe around the top edge, even though in the movie, they're just red, I believe. He does have gold down the front of his coat. And so I got in an argument with the other few artists because actually one day I walked into the attraction one morning. I was the one who loved to do the blacklight attractions and work on them. And paint the figures and everything. And his cuffs were white. And on all the Captain Hook figures, the one on the ship, the one in the little tiny boat that you see way down, so it looks like it's way down. You're flying above into Never Never Land. And so we got in this big argument. Us artists, I says, those are supposed to be red. And they kept going, no, they're white. And I'm going like, who painted them? And none of the other artists had. Turned out that this guy who was supposed to paint the floors in the attractions and keep them looking good, and of course, he was only supposed to paint out in the loading area, but he would get a hold of blacklight paint and take it on himself to paint figures because he wanted to be an artist. And sad to say, even though he did end up working as an artist, he never was, well, I'll be nice. Anyway, but he had painted them white. And they were that way for about 3 months. I finally talked to Wathel Rogers one day at the Hollywood Studios, and he confirmed they're supposed to be red. Don't let me show up there and see white cuffs. So I went in the next morning, painted them all red. Such is life. Susanna's still doing her blog at srogren.blogspot.com. And of course, I see some of you. Let me see if any of you have asked me anything else here. Okay. And we are still doing the subtitle contest for our new book, Dreams and Magic Are Forever. But we need a subtitle to explain what the book is about, as in our first book, Together in a Dream, it's the early careers of a husband and wife, or husband and wife's careers in the early decades of Walt Disney World. It's a mouthful. But if you go on her blog, Suzanne's blog, she gives a little more information on it. And we've got a bunch of people that put stuff in. If you have an idea, message me with it, and I will answer you. And of course, painting commissions, just message me if you want information. Make sure I have the light situated better so I can see when I'm painting it. And okay, Doug, oh, look, see, I told you all this stuff. And speaking of bears, Build a Bear, we worked on all the bears in Country Bear Jamboree, as also the moose and the bison and the deer on the wall. And when we were doing a total rehab on all the figures, and we also did the fur cloths. Now we didn't do the costumes that the characters wore in Pirates and the Haunted Mansion and else. That was the costume department. We also had a wig department that did all the wigs and all the figures. We put the skins on the human-like figures and painted them with acetone-based paint, and we painted other figures like in Peter Pan and Snow White and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but we painted those with, believe it or not, house paints and acrylic paints, and then put a coating on them if necessary. But we did everything you saw, even the Indian village out on when you rode around Tom Sawyer's Island on the boat, saw the Indian village. We did all those figures. We did, Big Thunder. It just goes on and on. We scuba dived in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea because we did all the figures under there. But we did the rehab on Country Bear. One of the bears I did Big Al, which I love, so I got to do Big Al. I think it was Orville. I did him. I did the bear playing the piano. This was just during the rehab. I worked on all the bears at one point, and but we put skins on them, and then we had the fur cloths. We had to actually learn, and I already knew how to sew in a sewing machine because I had made costumes years prior for some theater stuff. But we had a heavy duty sewing machine because we sewed the fur cloths, and that was not the costume department. If it had a skin on it, we did the skin. If it had a fur on it, including dogs, whatever, we did those. Nobody else. And then if the hair had to be shorter on it, we actually had an electric shaver, and we trim the hair to be shorter in certain areas and longer in other, and even would spray the hair with highlights if need be. And so it was a lot of fun. But I did the bear, Trixie, I think that's it. Is that, no, wait a minute. And the one on the swing. And I had to get up on a big ladder. They didn't bring her down. They brought her down as far as she would come. And even though they had her frozen in place, every time I'd go to do stuff, she'd move. I was so glad when I was done working on her. I thought I was going to fall off the ladder. But Lynn, enjoyed this very much. Thanks for showing us. Have a great night and wonderful weekend. You too, Lynn. Thank you. Alana, hi. I just saw you're getting ready to do a new tour or show. Very excited about that. Great. And I hope the painting arrived. You should have gotten the painting of the Headless Horseman. I believe it arrived okay. And I have another one to do for you coming up in the next month here. So, anyway, I'm going to try to paint some more. So I'm done talking. Enough talking. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will paint her hair carefully. And I'll tell you what I'm also going to do. I'm going to put my reader glasses on. So, well, that helps. Okay, I can see a little bit better. She has this really beautiful tiara on her head here. So I'm going to, again, paint her hair black, and then I'll come in detail-wise and paint in the browns. Yeah, I'll have to. There we go. Okay. So there we are. Just like that. That's what I like about acrylics again is that, um, you know, 10 minutes from now, I can go ahead and paint the brown over this, leaving some of the black. So yes, she does not have black hair. You can see black hair through the brown. Well, it photographs it as black. How's that? There we go. Now you can see even more of what's going on. And yeah, they sent me some photos and to choose from, and I thought this one would work the best for them to be in front of the castle. And yeah, and then I kind of made this background, and put the castle back there. There are some spots where it sort of looks like that if you get in the right place. Um, and let's see, let's put a little bit of his beard in there. It's very light right here, so it's going to make him look a little funny. But I got to do this first. Don't worry, it'll look good when I finish it. Let's just give you a little bit of an eyeball here so you don't look so scary. There we go. I don't know, that may have made it even scarier. Oh well, anyway. Um, let's see. All right. Always paving paradise, put up parking lots. Okay. Everybody's doing song titles today. What craziness. Um, and he has got on a black shirt and a black tux. So, and a white tie. And again, I'll have to put a base coat of black on him. Got a little bit over here. See, right now it is kind of like paint by number. I'm just putting colors into the, and he's got on a white vest. Really good looking couple. So I will do this. And just to define it so you can see, I'm going to stop here in a minute. This is, yeah, he's got a yellow rose on his coat. big one. So that'll be over there. I'll do that later. And this is the lapel of his coat. I'm going to leave a little bit of a canvas showing through so I can see that when I put in some highlights. And you can see just a little bit of his, now you can see his vest. There's nobody here.
Call from name unavailable.
Name unavailable. It's another robocall.
Call from name unavailable.
I wish we could wring those people's necks. Robocalls. All right. Any other questions? And if not, I'm going to have another sip of coffee. Cold coffee. Okay. Everybody, again, thank you for joining me. Oh, and Jim Martin, the artist who was supposed to be on when my laptop died 2 Fridays ago. All right, we are rescheduling. I will be on again next Friday. I'll be actually working on a stretch painting. And then I'm not sure the following week. I've got this all. I've got everybody's in the queue going into September. But anyway, I'll be working on another painting the following week, and Jim will be on the Thursday, the 26th, because we have an event on Friday, that last Friday of the month. So I've decided I'll do it on Thursday. So tentatively, that's when he's going to be on. It should be a lot of fun because he'll have his puppets with him again, which you didn't see before, and we'll give it a shot. So thank you all for joining me. Have a great weekend. I will be painting all weekend. Usually not. I usually like take Sundays off, but I don't think I'll be able to this time. I'll read the paper Sunday morning and back to painting. Thank you, Larry and Debbie and everybody. Crystal, have a great weekend. Have a magical Disney weekend. Bye, everybody.